Okay, Dr. Carr wanted me to make this quick video of how we did pushback tooth. This is his cone beam. This was a vivo case, and that's what the extracted tooth looked like. There's been no treatment done on this tooth. It's just simply a necrotic tooth, and we want to look like the biofilm in necrotic tooth that has not had any irrigation. We took some pictures, tried to get some indication of the vertical fracture of the root. These are the radiographs that we took prior to sectioning the tooth. So it was a difficult tooth to section because it was fused root with connection in between. So that's a occlusal view of the tooth. Here you can see the vertical fracture of the root. We stained it so that it would show up a little better, and then when we're going to actually take a disc and section the root into two parts. So the first thing to do is to section it axially, and it is as actually in the tanning bed operatory doing this. Dr. Carwan made it get some practice with resolve. So that's why we're doing it this way. We can show it multiple views. This is one using the GoPro camera, and then we have the microscope camera, and we have the various camera around the op. That's we can switch to, which do in resolve. That's the section in the coronal half of the tooth, and that's the GoPro view. And then we sectional vertically to separate the mesial root from the distal. Dr. Carwan had me take pictures of the section root, and now we're going to kind of try to attempt to split this sagittal. It was difficult to do because of the curvature of the root and the deep invagination of the root on the mesial. So recognizing we're not going to get a perfect sagittal split, but we did get two halves of both the mesial and distal root, and it was filled with purple tissue necrotic, what appeared to be necrotic tissue. And these are our radiographs are after sectioning. And then this is just a short view of how we image this under the electron microscope at 900 speed. So you get a sense of how this is done. And then we're going to look at several different areas. This is what look like under the initial electron microscope, and we're going to go into various areas and just see what we can see on the axial root surface. When you're going into the area 1, you can see it's just completely covered with a very intact and robust biofilm that really impregnated into the tissue of the predentin and the mineralization front. There's just bacteria everywhere. And this gives a very good idea of what natural biofilm look like in a tooth prior to any treatment. Here, another area, this is called area 2, and when you first look at it, it doesn't look like maybe there's much there, but as you can go in a higher power, you can see it's just a very, very robust biofilm. And the predentin is completely infiltrated with bacteria. And this is another area on the distal root. And when you go into the area, it's a very similar story. So we can have shown hundreds of areas where the biofilm was just completely impregnated into the predentin. It's a very difficult to actually tell the predentin from the bacteria biofilm because it's just part of really the predentin. So I hope this is helpful, and let us know if you have any question.